Hi, I'm not really wanting to make this video, but I feel like I'm obligated to. I'm super nervous. I hate being so vulnerable and talking about a past and a partner that has hurt you so much and made you feel so less. And even being in the public eye per se, like, I love to tell you what's going on in my life and like who I'm dating and like what I'm doing, but it's a lot when it's about someone who also now is in the public eye. And I'm not here to tell my story and hate and shit on someone, because at the end of the day, we need to pray for an individual that possesses so much hate and so much hurt in his heart to hurt other people physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Like, that's what I said when I got out of this and lived through what I went through with him. And I'm not here to hate on him. I'm here to tell my story because I have a voice, and it's been limited for so long because I'm terrified of this man coming back into my life. And there's just so much that I want to get off my chest, so you know in detail with screenshots, because I have every screenshot, I have receipts, and I want everyone to know that I had nothing to do with their marriage, or we were not together when they got engaged. People were saying that, and we dated for a year from 2023 to 2024. I was physically abused by this man. I was mentally abused by this man. He took my past trauma and made me feel so safe and heard and understood. And I fell for it because I was stupid and codependent and idiotic. And I have no more shame anymore. There's thousands of women who have gone through what I've been through, plus worse things that's ever happened to them, and they can get out and tell their story. I have enough strength to tell mine. So this is what this video is going to be. I met Landon 2023 to 2024. I met him in Dallas, Texas. He's from Oklahoma. I'm from Texas. I met him. I was his bottle girl. He came all the time. Everyone said he was known for being the sweetest person. My guard was already up. I was 3 months abstinent. I was not in a relationship. I ended up getting a lot of trauma that happened to me in the state of Connecticut. I had someone steal my identity and lock me in a closet and then put a to my head and beat me to the point where I was in the ER. So I was traumatized. I was broken. I was hurt. I had a unresolved wound from my parental figures, with a disorganized attachment style, with a severe codependent issue. I experienced something that I wish no one has ever in their life would go through. But I hope that me telling my story and what I went through with the receipts, because I have such a weird feeling that people are gonna think I'm lying, and that's just how I've always been. So I ended up deleting my contact with him and getting rid of my number, and I deleted everything when I broke up with him in 2024. And my best friend sent me all the screenshots. So if it wasn't for her, I would have had nothing to showcase for. But we met in Dallas. I was his bottle girl. My friends knew Landon because he was always going out. I was 21 at the time. I lived in a different state, and I just never went out. I'm just not a going out person. I'm not a big drinker. I don't do drugs. He does that. Whatever he wants, I don't care what he does. So when everyone was like, oh my God, Landon's here, he's so sweet, he's so nice, he's a gamer. One of my friend's sister worked for his cousin that's Preston Plays. So everyone's saying he's just such a nice person. And I'm like, great, you could be a nice person. You're in my age range. You're freaking smart. I'm a sapiosexual and a demisexual. So I love when people are smart. I love having someone intellectually dominate me. I love that. So he's just really good with his words. And I told him I would just want nothing but friendship. So we did the 4th of July together. I met all of his friends. He met some of my friends, and everyone was just having a grand old time. And I went home after that, and he's like, I'll come with you. I was like, no, like, I'm not, I can't. Like, there's so much in my heart. I don't feel safe being with a guy I don't know. Everything like that, because I had to bring what happened to me into that, because that was in April, and we were talking in July, and then we started officially dating in August. He made me feel so loved, so seen, so heard, so understood. He took my trauma that I didn't want to open up about, and he made it feel like I'm safe and I believed him, because at the end of the day, like, he was just such a nice person. I'm hearing it from all of his friends, from all of my girlfriends that know him personally, because they've been his bottle girl for years. And I'm like, wow, like, could this be the guy that I prayed for? Like, could this be everything I ever wanted in life? And I was not educated in therapy. I was not educated in psychology. I was not educated in anything spiritual. And he awakened something in me that I always knew I had. I always have been super, super, super emotional, and I felt everything that someone else was feeling. So I knew that I was a codependent early on in the relationship, because I'm fawning around him, because we have fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. So I was doing that, and I was always like talking about how I'm hurting and like everything like that. So I realized that there was something neurologically wrong with me, because I kept on going back over and over again. And I don't want to make this a long video. So we met, we started dating. He cheated on me with the first girl. I'm going to show you the screenshots. This is the first screenshot. And then I've had such a broken part of me that was never healed and never fixed, and I kept on saying to myself, like, why am I attracted to the same quality men in different fonts? Why is this happening to me? And then I realized it was me, because I was vibrating at such a low frequency to attract these horrific men. And then I was like, okay, let me start healing myself. So I started researching into therapy, and I was about to break up with this man, because I was like, you know what? No, like, I've been traumatized by men. Stay away from me. I held my boundary very firm. He wrote me a love letter. He wrote me a book. He wrote me a song. He came to my house with thousands of flowers every time he messed up, and he just swooned me back in. And I was like, wow, like, he's putting this much effort into me, like a month into knowing him. He must love me. I was so stupid. I was so naive, and I was so young to ever think that's what love is. And after experiencing a non-toxic, super, super, super loving personality with my boyfriend presently, I'm like, wow, like, why was I ever so broken and so alone and so hurt and so desperate to love, to lick a knife of love off of a man? Like, he fed me nothing but lies. His words never correlated with his actions, so I was sacrificing my boundaries to attune to his freaking words, because his freaking actions were like below average. And I was so stupid, and it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. I took him back like 7 times. He cheated on me. I took him back. I ended up getting pregnant by him. I had my miscarriage. I was alone. He was doing his own thing. He wouldn't comfort me. And then that's when I realized, I'm like, fuck, I'm repeating a pattern. And we went to therapy. He found a therapist that specialized in BPD. He told me that I had BPD, and she looked at me, she's like, girl, you do not have BPD. You're too self-aware. You're too empathetic. That doesn't even make sense. You've never been suicidal. And he's like, and he's making me feel like I have something neurologically wrong with my brain. And I was like, no, there's no way. And then I actually believed him. And I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna be loved. He's the only man that's gonna love me. And that's what I thought, because he kept on throwing my past in my face. He kept on telling me that if I was a real woman, I wouldn't be doing like being a bottle girl. So I ended up quitting bottle service, because he told me that the woman that he wants to be with can't be a bottle girl. But he goes into the clubs and he loves the attention from every bottle girl. It makes no sense. And he cheated on me with other bottle girls. Like, it made no sense. In my brain, when I was 21, it made complete sense. So I lost my baby, and he was cheating on me again. He cheated on me, and this is the first time he laid his hands on me, and I'm gonna show you the video. Trigger warning. And he was coming to come get me, and he punched a hole in the wall. He cornered me. I have pictures and videos. Hold on. This is him. This is what he would do to get me back in, because I started to think that I was the one with the issue, because I set the boundary. I showed this. It was that night. We're not even fucking 4 months in. I have to make a part 2, and I don't want this. This is literally 10 minutes long. I'm gonna speed through this. It's only be one more part, so go to part 2. Part 2 of who the fuck was I dating. I'm literally breaking out in hives and rashes, because I have so much built up anxiety, because I don't want to talk about this at all. And I'm doing this because it needs to be said. There needs to be truth of what's behind. There has to be something that I can show you guys, to the point where you understand, like, I'm not the person that he cheated on with Liz. So I took him back because I'm stupid, because he would flood with more notes, more handwritten notes, more flowers, more everything, and he would jump a like 10-foot fence to get into my building, my apartment complex. He would literally like write me notes and everything. Like, it was just so much abuse physically and then mentally. I took him back. It comes around New Year's. He cheated on me again with the same girl. They went to the same party. I just lost. I was like, whatever, just go do you. He invited her to Hawaii with his guy friends in like January. My brain's not working. January. And then I found that out when I went through his phone. We broke up again. He threw a light wand at me. Like, it was just so much. My birthday comes around in February. My first actual ever birthday, I didn't cry because I had so much trauma from my past. I hated my birthday. He did that well, I guess. Even though I did my own birthday balloons. And then Valentine's Day comes around. So much trauma with March. And then April is when is his birthday, and he went to go to Bora Bora with his guy friends. I totally believe that that was the story that he was telling me. He said it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was like, yeah, go have fun. Like, I'm not a toxic person. You go have fun. I have my own friends. You have your own friends. Have fun. I thought it was with the man in Bora Bora with all of his guy friends. It wasn't. It's with the girl. Another girl that he cheated on me with. She's from Florida. And that hurt. That really hurt because he didn't post me on social media. We never hard launched it because I knew that I was never going to hard launch it because every girl in Dallas has been with this man while he was with me, exclusive. I was exclusive with him. And I was just embarrassed. And I knew that I deserved better. I knew that I had a frontal lobe. I knew that in that moment, I was so disappointed in myself that I was recreating my nervous system to be okay, to find men that just was like him, like my father. And it broke me. Like, it broke me to be pregnant. It broke me to go through that. It broke me to feel what my mom felt. Like, it broke me. And I knew that this is not love. When we went to when we went to the therapist, she was like, this is not love. She's like, honey, you're so young and you don't deserve this, and this is not normal, and this is not how it should be. She told me that those butterflies in your stomach that you get with a man is just your nervous system saying, stop, please stop. Find someone else. And when she told me that, it stuck with me. I kept on going to see her. I don't have BPD, but she knew what I went through, so she would know how to heal me. And she made me have so much self-worth because she kept on telling me that it's my choice to go back. And it is my choice. Your nervous system is regulated with him. He loves going the up and downs, being like, he loves me, he doesn't love me, he doesn't love me. And like, it was making me go crazy. So he got back from Bora Bora. I woke up on a Sunday when he was in Bora Bora, whatever day that was. I don't remember his birthday, but the only Sunday he was there for, I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I was like, he got with someone. I felt it in my soul because it was a trauma bond. It was a soul tie. Like, it was so much in my heart that I felt. I literally freaking woke up and was like, yeah, that's it. I woke up with thousands of emails because I blocked him when he went, because I was like, no, this is not for me. You know, you have fun, but you are going to Bora Bora, you're going to be with me. And he made that decision. I let him walk out of my life, and I was okay with that. I was doing so good. But then that moment when I woke up at that 4 a.m. Sunday, I woke up with thousands of emails, calls from my best friend. Her name was Sam, helping me through this. She's like, what the fuck happened? You're not talking to her. It's been like a week. You're fine. And I'm like, no, like, I know he was with someone. But he swear he wasn't. He was with all these guys. I took him back when he got back, and I went through his phone, and he had no photos, he had no videos, he had no text messages, and I thought that was weird. And then there was a group chat, and there was an emoji, like a wife emoji next to this girl's name, and I was like, you're with her. And he opened up, and he was honest that he was with her. I'm gonna show you a screenshot. He said that they didn't have sex. They did have sex. There was this. He sent me like playing house. Like, what the fuck? This is the email. Apologizing. This is everything. This is everything. This is everything still. Found me at the gym and then he wanted me to talk to him and it was just so toxic. He sent me email. Physically ended it with him in April. I moved to Miami. I graduated college. He made it all about him when I graduated college. Showed up my house with all these gifts and all these flowers. I said no. I respected myself. Finally, said no. Moved to Miami all by myself. I'm still in the same unit. Love it. I bought my house. I'm good riddance of this man. He lured me back in. We were talking. We were having fun. I'm meeting his friends. He seemed so nice. So everything. And I couldn't get over the past. I couldn't get it right in my heart, being like the man I'm going to want to marry and be the father of my kids one day has respected me so much and disrespected me so much in the past. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. He did not love me. I was in limerence. That's what it was. I fell in love with his potential. I fell in love with the man he could be. He showed me this freaking horrible person. And I'm like, I forgive you. So stupid. So stupid. I break up with him. I don't see him. He sent me thousands of flowers. He found my address. He found my therapist here in Miami. And she couldn't tell me that, but she was like, your boyfriend, like this and this and this. And I freak out. I'm texting him like, how the fuck did you find my therapist? How the fuck? He's like, I wanted you back. I wanted her to have my experience with you. I wanted her to see that I love you. And I'm like, he didn't even deny it. He comes to my place and I'm like, you know what? You can come in. He's leaving all these flowers. I block him from the doorman. I do all of this stuff. And I'm like, no, you can come in here. My best friend and I sat right here. He's crying, begging for me back on his knees, hands and knees, saying what he did was wrong. He admitted everything, putting his hands on me, gaslighting me, cheating on me, making me feel like I had BPD. Like these things that are so traumatizing for now a 22-year-old that's wanting to let go. He didn't want me to let go. He wanted control, and he did. He had control over me. The moment that he didn't have control over me, he didn't know what I was doing. I blocked him and everything. I stopped posting. I did all of that. I was like, you don't have control over me. That's why you want me. You don't even love me. You just want to be wanted. You just want to be wanted so bad. You want to be wanted. Like, who does that? I break up with him. I don't talk to him. I don't see him. After that night, I do not see him. I go to Europe. I meet my now boyfriend. We started dating later into it. We spent every day to each other in Europe. I went with my girlfriends. I met my boyfriend. He lives in the same unit as me, everything like that. My boundaries. I'm like, dude, I'm not looking for anything. Nothing. I kind of give him some like tea, kind of shade about my ex and be like, honestly, I'm like traumatized. I'm going to therapy. Like right now, what's best for me is not being in a relationship. Like my therapist I've been going to see for about 4 weeks. I was going twice a week at the time. She was like, no. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I got verified on Snapchat. Snapchat, you get paid per how many pictures that you post. So I'm posting so much in Europe. I'm on my dream vacation. We went to 20 countries. This massive group of us. We're having so much fun. I get to Ibiza. He's in Ibiza and he's with Ibiza. I've never seen these people in my life. I don't even remember seeing the girls. I just remember seeing him. He stalks me in Ibiza. He found out where I was going because I was talking about I need to go get Sephora. I need to go get makeup. Like my face foundation is not tan like my body, so I look like Casper, like James Charles. I look like James Charles because my foundation didn't match my body. He sees me. He comes up to me. He cyber stalked where I was going to be, and he was there in Sephora begging for me back again. My boyfriend was not my boyfriend at the time. I'm with him. Our bodyguard is in the car because I'm like, we're like running in and out. Park illegally. We're gonna be 5 minutes. Now we're 15 minutes. He's getting worried. My bodyguard gets out. It's already at 10 minutes. Okay, go to part 3 because I have emails leading up to the end of August when he was emailing me for me back. This is the last and final video of Landon and our 1-year relationship, and I feel so much better. I feel so much better. I think this is healing something inside of me because I had so much carried shame from someone else's disrespect that I don't need to carry anymore. I don't need to carry the burden of someone else's weight on their shoulders for what they did. So at the end of the day, that girl that was in Miami with me on the boat talking about how nice that I was and how nice that he was, thank you, because you're the reason I made this video and the thousands of DMs I'm getting about everyone saying, were you the other girl? I was not the other girl. I will never, ever, ever be another girl because I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like, and I have too much respect for myself. So I left off where Landon finds me in Ibiza, cyber stalking me on Snapchat. I'm posting everything, what I'm doing, where I'm going. I post it in real time. I was stupid. I didn't know better. I know better now. He comes up to me. He's like, I'm going to talk to you. And then my current boyfriend's like, do you want to talk to him? I'm like, no. He's like, he grabs my arm. My current boyfriend pushes his arm back and was like, she does not want to talk to you, dude, so that means that you leave. He makes a big scene. I hope that someone, there was people videoing. I hope if you're in that Ibiza Sephora, please post a video. He was like, this is my ex-girlfriend. She left me. She's now with this Arab man. He's Colombian. He was making fun of the way that my boyfriend looked. And I was just like seeing red at this point. I'm crying. My boyfriend's like, don't cry. He's going to win. What you told me about him, if he is a narcissist, he is a psychopath. He loves seeing you sad. He loves having that control over you. He said, be cool. Be cool as a cucumber. He said, he still says it. I love him. He's amazing. And he's a bit older. He's 29 at the time and I was 22 at the time. So it's a big age gap. He's so sweet. We are about to have 1 year. So he pushes him away. He's making a whole scene walking out of the Sephora. I soaked up my tears. I went into my eyes. My bodyguard comes in at the end and we're like, yeah, we need to fucking leave. So he escorts us out. We pay, we leave. I'm in the car crying. I'm like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so scared. We ended up going to Zara to go get some clothes for him because I planned for a 1.5 week trip in Saint-Tropez and Ibiza. And then now after that, we're going to Lake Como. And we spent 3 months there. So we all just kept on like hopping. So that's that. He's sending me emails now. He's sending me emails. I wish I had every single email, but I kept on deleting the spam emails, and I wish I didn't, but there's a lot more. He sees us at a club. He sees us at a club. He sends 5 guys that he was with and one of his bodyguard to go fight my boyfriend. This is what happened at the club. I don't remember the name. It was a massive club. We had a great table. I'm going to the bathroom. So the bodyguards, I was like, no. Literally not that serious. I'm just going to the bathroom. Camilo's like, my boyfriend now. He was like, oh, I'll go to the bathroom with you. I'll walk you there. Because the girls had to go. Oh no, I was with the girl. Sorry, I was with one of the girls. She didn't speak English. She was French. So she had no idea what's going on. So we walked to the bathroom. In one of the bathrooms, 10 of those people that Landon was with come out. So I'm assuming they were doing or something else. He had hickeys all over his neck. The girl next to him had hickeys all over his neck. The girls are like shouting at me and I'm like, I literally go into fight or flight. This is the second time I'm in fight or flight with him. And I'm just sitting there, I freeze. I freeze the second time. I'm like, how the frick does this man have me so terrified when I'm so like safe? Like I'm next to this guy. I'm so safe. I'm in control. I have the power. I freeze. He's like, I'm gonna talk to you, Abby. I'm emailing you. I'm texting you. Whatever he says, and I'm freaking out. And Camilo's like, go to the bathroom. And I literally freeze. And he's like, you're making me look embarrassed. And I'm like laughing. I was like, I make me look embarrassed. I made me look embarrassed. I stopped in my tracks. Oh, embarrassing. So we went through that with therapy. Thank God we did. EMDR has literally saved my life. And I get out of the bathroom, Landon's gone. Everyone's gone, chilling. So there's the stalls right here, and then there's a wall. So like stalls, wall, you walk around to wash your hands because we're not dirty. So I'm gonna go wash my hands. I look in the peripheral vision and I see Camilo and 5 guys. He's surrounded by 5 guys and 1 bodyguard. They're all yelling at him. I'm like, oh my God. Look at me starting another issue. I'm like, oh my God, I'm the problem. I am the issue. Like, I feel so bad. This poor innocent man has nothing to do with this, and now I'm gonna get fucking jumped. Wasn't scared. Camila would have won. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. But it was more shameful. I'm like, why does this man that has not done anything but been sweet to me have to deal with someone from my past? Why do I have such expensive baggage? I call it expensive baggage because I do, because it cost me a lot in therapy. Like, why do I have to put myself in an embarrassing situation where I'm looking like another girl that's crying wolf? Like the little boy who cried wolf. Like, no, I look like a damsel in distress. Like, that's so embarrassing. That's so shitty. Like, I even was like such a low vibrational being to be attracted to these men. Like, now he's thinking that I have like no, like I was just in my head. And I'm so ADHD telling stories. I just want to make sure I don't leave anything out. He's emailing me. I think the last email, anyway, sorry, the fight. The thing that y'all are waiting for. No one swings, no one does anything. My boyfriend is Colombian, so he does speak Spanish, and we're in Spain, duh. So now, the GM pulls us aside. I'm drunk, I'm crying, I'm like, oh my God, are they gonna kick us out? Everything like that. The guy in Spanish was telling Camilo that they had the bodyguard there because they said that your man was provoking them, and they're like, no, this is what happened. I show them the emails, and they're like, oh, what the fuck? No, y'all are good. We get back up, having a great time at the club. We get out like 6 in the morning, we see them again, and now I'm with like my whole ass group and our security guard. So I was like, I'm untouchable, I'm fine, I'm safe. Like I feel like a girl again. Like this is what I want to feel like, and I just felt so safe. So push comes to shove, and after Ibiza, we went to like 6 different countries after that. But the last email that I got from him was that, and I'm not gonna go through them. As you can see, it's 7:28. Ooh. Oh my gosh, it's never too late. He's begging for me back, July 27th. That's that. And yeah. That is my story, and that's all 3 parts, and that's everything there. And I hope this makes everyone understand our dynamic and how frightening it was for that to happen. I left out a part where I called the police on Landon, and I can't believe I forgot about that. But I did call the police on Landon December of 23. Beginning in 24, because he put his hands on me, and we were in the car together driving home, and I was scared that he was gonna do it again, and he locked the door and I couldn't get out, so I was really terrified. So I did call the police on him once, and when the police came, I always told him, I was like, he's not the type that would like kill me, but he's definitely the type that would kidnap me, and then I never see my family again. And then I've watched you, and I realized, damn, like, that's Landon. And it was his favorite show. So if that's not a telltale sign, then I don't know what is. But I hope that everyone understands I was not the girl he cheated on with. I hope everyone understands that I did not even want to make this video. I hope everyone understands that that man is so broken and unhealed, and such a broken boy. And I hope you kind of understand what I went through. And it is hard to leave. If you're in a situation that I'm in, or we were, it's hard to leave. It's really hard. But the moment you do, you're gonna find that life is so much easier and brighter. The air is crisp. Everything is just so much better. You're not talking in fight or flight. You're not in a hypervigilant spot. That you're worth and deserving being out of this relationship and feeling unconditional love by someone that's so scared to lose you that they won't even disrespect one of your boundaries. There's men like that out there, or women. Not that man. That man did not love you. That man did not love you. Okay, this is my last and final video I'm gonna make about this, unless it continues to progress. I'm here to talk about the screenshots of me warning Liz and then having a conversation with her on the phone. All the way back in November and October of 2024, I do want to talk about the fact that Landon has found my dad's phone number and my brother's phone number, and then reached out to them and was harassing them over and over all night and all morning, trying to get me to take down my videos. He also reached out to someone that I have a relationship with, that I was also in a content house with in Fort Lauderdale, asking her to persuade me to delete the video. And I was even told by her, like, keep it up, like I had no idea and everything like that. But I just want this to rest, and I want to move on with my life. I didn't say anything online for a reason. She to my knowledge, was in a happy, healthy relationship, and I'm not going to strip someone of that. Like I always say, everyone gets to know a version of you because you keep on healing and you keep on becoming a better person. So in my eyes, I was like, he's engaged to a woman that if he looked the other way, she would drop him. So like, of course he has to be on his best behavior. He healed from everything that he did to me. He's moving on in life, thank the Lord, because I'm already moved on, and I need to start like healing and becoming a better person, and like focusing on other energies, and like not giving him the energy to even be scared. But I did get a phone call from her back in September, the last day of September. I think it's like the 29th or 30th, don't ask me. I got my motorcycle stolen out of my building, and I don't know how the hell that happened, but it did. And they said that, you know, keep on like keeping an eye out. We're going to be calling you from no caller ID, and I know that from experience because I did have to call the police on Landon once in November of 2023 or December of 2023. And when the police come and they call you, and like I lived in the gated community, so they had to be like, hey, like open up the gate. They call you from no caller ID. Like that dispatch officer calls you on no caller ID. So I was like, okay, great. Like it's October 4th or 5th whenever she called me, and I'm like, okay, I answered the no caller ID assuming it was gonna be the police. It wasn't. And I have friends that are, I don't know what the correct verbiage is, but they're Middle Eastern and they have an accent. And she called me, she's like, who is this? And I was like, you called me, like, who is this? And then she said, my name is Liz, who is this? And I was like, I don't even think I answered, because I was like, is this the moment where I tell her everything? Like, oh my God, like, how does she get my number? Like, I was like, and I think that's when she hung up on me, and I'm gonna show you that phone call. That's when it was a no caller ID, and obviously Landon had this phone number because we were together, and that's when it was 5 days after I got my bike stolen. Like I said, the only reason I think it was her was the accent and the fact that she said her name was Liz, and then I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I had such a heavy heart because I know what it feels like to be like going through your partner's phone and then finding like he reached out to like an ex, or that he reached out to other girls. Like I know what that feels like because I experienced it for so long in that one relationship. So I was like, oh my God, like, do I say something? I'm going to my therapist, I'm asking her for closure and guidance, and then, oh my God, I'm still breaking out in hives. Like, look at this. Oh my God, I hate talking about this. I went to my church. I started becoming a volunteer at my church, and then I didn't bring any names into it because I was too embarrassed to even say that, and it's not my position to even say that, and I would never come on here to publicly like diss someone, and like that's just not the person I am to my core. I am a girl's girl to the end of the day. And then I thought, and I kept on having nightmares being like, no, I have to say something because she knows about me one way or the other, and I have to like warn her because I wish someone would have warned me. I wish I wasn't so blind, and she's smarter than me, and she has more of an intuition. I have intuition. I have a sick intuition, but I never listen to it. And now I'm never gonna forget that gut feeling in my stomach, because I know that's a part that not a lot of people have. So it took me a month. It took me a month to even wanting to respond to her, but I did DM her, and I did try to warn her, and she didn't answer. Like she's fucking famous, you know, like she probably didn't see it. I didn't know to DM anyone else. I was just like, you know what, I tried. It's off my hands, it's off my back. I'm in peace. I'm happy that he's in a relationship and that he would never ever contact me again. I said I was gonna drop my restraining order, which I did, but I think that it's time for me to go get a restraining order because of the DMs and the harassment of my family. But he hasn't reached out to me, so I don't know, but I'm gonna show you the DMs. This is the DMs, November 12th, and then Wednesday, because I went through exactly what she went through, and I wanted her to hopefully reach out. I'm going to preface this, the only reason I even made this public knowledge was because my boyfriend was getting hate. I don't post my boyfriend or my boyfriend's name or his links or anything like that. So I was like, how the hell did y'all find him? And then I was getting a lot of hate because people are saying that he was in a relationship with someone while he was engaged. And then they were saying it was me because I was his last relationship. And I was like, God fucking no. So I had to clear my name before hate started continuing piling up on me when I didn't do it. Like, that wasn't me. Like, I needed to stand up for my name, and I needed to say like what I went through. And then that's when I was like, you know what, no, like this is the time I talk about what happened, and this is the time I talk about him stalking me in another country, and this is the time that I showcase my receipts that my friend sent me, and this is the time that I make this well known who this person is, because it's deserving. Like, she deserves this, I deserve this, every woman going through this, and it was like, oh my god, like, this story resonates with me, like, I deserve this. And I hope that this helps. I hope that whoever's watching this, whether that's someone that's been through this or knows someone that's through this, or someone that, you know, healed themselves so they never are attracted to this type of person, like, I hope this gives you justice too. I really truly do, and I really hope that this helps whoever that's watching. But you can ask anyone, I'm a girl's girl through and through. I will take the beat before someone else does. Like, my friends or my family, that's just always who I am, and I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest without overstepping a boundary or making sure that, like, someone would have feel like an ill intent from me, because I never wanted to, because I know what that is. I know what it's like to be on the opposite side. Like, it sucks. So I hope this clears everything up, and, like, I really don't want to keep on talking about this. Like I said, I'm in a healthy, happy relationship with someone that had to endure this human being, and I just really just want to kind of, like, drop it and leave it in the past. And, you know, obviously, like, if it pursues to something like a lawsuit and everything like that, if I'm able to talk about it, then I obviously will, because I feel like I owe it to you guys. And, you know, I feel like we've been this far, and I've talked about this so much. Like, it's gonna be my 4th video, so I hope that it doesn't, but if it does, then I really hope and pray for your support, and I will try to keep you updated as much as possible. But I don't want to keep on reliving in the past. I don't want to keep on giving someone such strong energy for me, because I'm here to heal. I'm here to move on. I'm here to learn from my mistakes, and I'm here just to keep on going in life. So I'm gonna try my best to keep you guys in the loop, but I really just want to leave it at this.